What's up everybody? So just another free game that you can currently find free on the Epic platform. It is Encased, a sci-fi post-apocalyptic RPG. Now it was initially over about $10 on both of the platforms, Steam and Epic, but currently it is free for a limited time on Steam, and it's still going to set you back about $2 on Steam side. So grab it while you can on the Epic platform. Anyway, it's only about 14 gig to download, and it was initially released in 2019 on Steam side. It was released in 2021. So that aside, let's just jump into it, see if it's worth your time and trouble. Okay, so I guess we're gonna just a journey.
1971. We woke up in a different world, where the Cold War ended along with the Vietnam carnage.
Yeah, it does play off in 1970.
All because of the Dome. The Dome. A territory full of anomalous artifacts, phenomena, and organisms. We still don't know what it is. An alien city? Some kind of a testing ground or storage? Whatever it is, no living thing trapped under the dome can escape it. Yet even this did not stop the research. The major powers created the Cronus Megacorporation to develop and explore the dome. Its secrets became a lucrative business. The Spire station was built on top of the dome to export the artifacts and import supplies and personnel. The city of Crystal Sands grew at the foot of the dome, eventually becoming a major transportation hub. All this required thousands of employees, and there was no shortage of candidates. Romantics, pragmatists, and adventurers of all trades swarmed recruiting centers around the globe, seeking jobs at Cronus. You were one of those people. In 1976, your application was approved, and you went under the dome towards the future. Whether a good one or a bad one, only time will tell.
Right, so that seems quite interesting, man. So you were one of the employees. Let's see how it all works out. So the graphics is currently set to full, as you can see. Alright, so there is quite a variety of things that you have to note, like your muscle and perception and a whole bunch of stuff. So, there's so many of them, man. Guy's got a lot of muscle, but there is so many, man. Right, let's see if we can. Okay, so you can customize the age. And we can leave the rest. Definitely not brown, man. Right. Guess you can do that as well, man. Okay, so every department engages in different activities. And here you can adjust your... That's interesting. Guess we'll just do that. Alright, personal trades. Okay, that is quite interesting, man. Right, that is interesting. You can be a vampire, man. This is quite interesting, so it is quite a lot that you can choose here, which is actually just makes it very difficult, man. Guess that makes a lot more sense, so guess we're just gonna do that, man. Okay, 3 tags. Okay, Sonics. Sounds cool. Righty, so that is quite the character that you have to design and figure out.
A guy wearing thick spectacles thrusts
That's
out a
lovely, they
sweaty
made them
hand.
talk.
Monty James, Silverwing.
He glances down at your badge.
Ah, it's you. I found your file extremely interesting, and your CV, wonderful. Inspiring, really. When I had the opportunity to look over the files of my future colleagues, I couldn't resist. I don't want to sound boastful, but silver level clearance has its advantages.
Monty winks. Monty makes a ring with his thumb and forefinger.
You were number 63,784 on the waiting list, but you were lucky enough to get into the dome after only 16 months. Besides that, zero, nada, absolutely nothing. You're a dark horse for both the Foundation and myself. How exactly did you end up in this wing? Oh, I see. Well, if you ever decide to sew together a
An uncomfortable silence rises between you, and Monty taps the narrow illuminator panel with one finger.
Look, there's a storm rising. The lightning is strange. Green. Should lightning be green? This is my first sandstorm.
Alright. That is interesting.
The thin, pale young woman is sitting at the window.
We've crossed the border. No way back now. Even traveling by the funicular wasn't so thrilling. You were thinking, why have no children been born under the dome?
Kimura peers through the glass in the direction you indicate.
Oh, that's the aircraft that crashed into the dome during the first expedition. I believe that's a wing fragment, and there's some white canvas.
The white shakes her head, bewildered.
I just can't believe it. It's all true.
Kimura shoots you a surprised look.
You're familiar with the details.
It's quite interesting how they made the...
draws an invisible hemisphere in the air.
Inorganic
Oh,
objects
they
may
have done the
exit dome
talking
without
there.
difficulty, but any...
Kimura listens without interrupting, as if considering your every...
It's quite possible. I would like to...
You exchange glances with the rapidly blushing Kimura.
Not in that sense.
She blushes even more.
No thanks.
A man with a mustache and a blue jumpsuit is standing at the window, studying the construction. The blue taps on the glass with one finger. A tall woman is watching an ad playing on the monitor, arms crossed. She glances at you and...
Greetings. Please take all necessary precautions. By that I mean, don't turn your back on him. I just follow orders. Even our friends from the administration.
The orange is dressed in a new jumpsuit. He's side-eyeing the screen skeptically. Despite his tired, the orange's face...
There's other guys, too.
Quentin,
They call them...
Right.
stopping by the door's porthole, you watch as the ground slowly approaches.
Okay, that is quite the left, man.
It looks brown-black through the tinted glass. You scan the desert for any sign of the anomalies you've heard so much about. A flat, dark form hangs in the air above the horizon. Just as you're about to move away from the window, you notice a whirlwind beginning to form above the ochre plain. The gathering storm drifts unhurriedly above the desert, a crown of green lightning flashing at its core. Clearly no ordinary weather phenomenon.
I guess like every action is probably gonna lead you to a different direction in the game, man. That's 1970s, some high tech though, it seems. Right. That looks pretty cool.
Come here. Come on now, or you'll miss everything.
A cheerful man in a white lab coat, a badge reading Ludovico Nuzzi, scientific analyst, export department, dangles loosely on his clean...
Look over there.
He points upward with a sharp, wide... You raise the binoculars.
Right, that's quite insane.
Under fourfold magnification, the whirling cloud above the rust-colored plains looks even strange. Nuzzi bends close to your ear.
Fascinating. Do you want me to... I don't know.
Ludovico laughs unnervingly and snatches the binoculars. With the binoculars raised to his eyes, he minutely adjusts the focus.
It's a massive whirlwind north of Concord.
The scientist looks blankly at you, then down at his lab coat.
Ah, this? This?
He lets out. Ludovico points at the building behind him. Nuzzi points upward.
Then the capsule takes the relics way up there, all the way to the spire, Then to Crystal Sands by the funicular.
He offers you his binoculars, and as he looks for, he flings his arms up.
Oh, mi scusi. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You'd better get going or you'll be... Yeah, the storm is growing strong. And I'm
Alright.
starting to get bored. It was nice chatting.
Great stuff, man. Alright, so it is a completely different type of game style, and I really love it just because it's something else.
Well, hello there.
Alright, not all of them talk.
Bye-bye.
Alright. So you can buy some stuff, that's interesting.
Oh, never thought this would happen.
Right, so I'm definitely not gonna take the mob, man.
Hello, come up to the desk, please. I'll register you.
Search the bin there. Empty beer bottle. Right, can be useful for crafting, they say.
Mr. Rayhead, would you bring me a... Oh, good day. Have a good one.
A tall receptionist watches you from behind his desk with a board. The employee glances at you indifferently.
All new employees must register first thing. Come up to the desk, please.
The administrator slaps himself on the forehead.
Ah, I almost forgot the regulation pre-register.
Rayhet produces a reel-to-reel tape recorder from beneath the desk. Solemn music begins to play, and the administrator's face takes on a serious expression. The administrator clears his throat and continues. Dean squints down at the monitor. The music fades, and Dean puts the tape recorder away.
Now that we're...
Dean's hands hover over the keyboard. You spell out your first and last. Rayhet scans the computer screen. Dean snaps the docking port. The administrator returns your selectron. Dean continues.
All new employees have a short list of tasks to perform on arrival.
Rayhet snorts.
To make it short, get your uniform from storage, your weapons from the armory, pass the Psi abilities test, and complete your weapons training at the training zone. Then learn how to use the scanner, avoid anomalies, and properly catalog anything you observe. Last,
Okay, uniform, weapons, psi abilities test, and weapons training.
Dean sits back in his armchair.
That's it. I hope there aren't any questions.
Ray Het clap. He reaches for as he's about to. Behind the storage counter, you see a small, neat guy. His ginger. The silver perks up at your. The silver finally stops. Maynard adjusts his glasses in a businesslike manner.
Before I give you the uniform...
The silver disappears into the back, unfolding the package. Maynard. Sydney proudly. He raises a finger.
What?
Sydney hands you the package.
Here's your uniform. Enjoy.
Sydney adjusts. Sydney scribbles something in his logbook.
Please come back anytime if you need something.
Right, so you can buy like a backpack and a bunch of other stuff. What? Right, so there's just a lot of stuff to take into consideration. We at least changed some clothes there, so that's cool.
Well, hello there. See ya.
Right.
Anything urgent, Mr. Krachkov?
Katarzyna, did you mark it as Class 1 again, instead of 2? Look, here's the scanner data. It says the relic is a scientific device.
Wait, but it's still Class 1.
The smell of good tobacco wafts off this tall. The woman fixes her coppery. Margarita thumbs back. She glances at her Kairos. Tukachenko returns. The weapon seems weightless as she spins it around her finger. Margarita drags on her pipe, and Tukachenko bites down on the stem of her pipe. The armorer.
Wait a minute.
Leaning over the counter, the black points.
But before the training zone, go see that.
Right, so it's got some sort of alien gun going there.
All right, Mr. Krachkov. I'll correct my report.
Well, you've got quite an aura.
A lean silver with thick black hair and a huge cigar clamped in his teeth. As you approach, he flashes a sly grin and slowly raises an outstretched hand above. Something really weird happens. You thrust your hand forward, and your outspread fingers emit barely visible sparks of energy. The silver sticks out his lower lip as if to say,
Here for the briefing, huh? Shall we get to it?
He takes the silver, props his elbow. Not waiting for an answer, Andre gropes your hand with an expression. The silver takes a thin glove covered in talc. He counts off on his fingers.
Learn psionics.
Mihai spreads his hands good-natured. The toothpicks on the table. The silver laughs loudly at his joke. The silver takes a pull at
Psionics. It's a gift for all of us. The forefathers took off someplace. Poof, gone.
Mihai.
Right. Great stuff.
Complain to the Silvers about that idiot.
An engineer in a bright blue jacket is tinkering with the door.
You're a newcomer, right?
The technician slaps the door. Penkovsky grunts angrily.
I wish I could. I'm gonna have to
Maxime
Though there's another way. You want to learn something about picking locks? It's a useful skill in all sorts of situations.
The blues. Penkov.
Using a mechanical pick lock is easy.
He gives you a...
By the way, actually finding tools under the dome is no...
The blue. He looks at the door again.
Damn these locks. I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door.
Right. Add to the utility belt.
Yes, apply is the proper word. You're doing great. All right, off you go. I'll keep
Welcome
working
under
on
the
this
dome,
clock.
an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization. Hi there.
Alright guys, so as you can see, it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's also going to take you a lot of time to get further and eventually see where you end up using your weapons and leveling up and so forth. So we're still in the start of the game, and that's 25 minutes in already.
Bye-bye.
Right, there's some swearing going on there as well. Right.
Hi there. Bye-bye.
See you next time.
Guess we can take those. It's valuable.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the dome from the inside.
A middle-aged black is sitting behind the counter with his hands in his lap. Botherby frowns as you approach.
Your first act is being late for the brief.
The black looks you over.
Yes,
Botherby leans over. He raises his index finger. Pulling a notepad from his pocket, the instructor.
And I fully agree with you, but what if I told you that in a year, you'll be alive in a swimming
Right. So we are in the training zone, man. Okay, I see.
That's a miss. Look, your hands are shaking. You gotta stop jerking off to that picture of Clark Gable.
You need action points, that's quite interesting.
Try not to get too cocky. Can't help but say I'm stoked.
Okay, so you have to use up all your action points. You do only get a few, because there's like 7. And then I can make one adjustment.
What do you need?
Botherby nods grandly.
You made it through training without making a total fool of yourself. Congratulations. I'll send a report up the chain about your completely unanticipated
Right. So that's what combat is going to be like totally turn-based. But anyway guys, I guess you get the idea of what the game's going to be further on. And it is something completely different. I hope you enjoyed. Till next time, cheers.